and we're back.
We are back. We are back. We are back. Back. We are back. We are back. We are back. Brother,
Guys, holy shit.
it's good to see you, man.
It's been a while, man.
It's
Holy
been quite
shit.
a
It's been almost 3 years. Guys, welcome back
Holy shit.
for the first time in a very long time to the cHaSe dEaD podcast. As always, we're your hosts. My name's Nick.
And per usual, my name's Phil.
And guys, this project was dead. I'm not going to lie to you. We got
Dead in the fucking water.
We got to 20 episodes. We actually recorded 21 and 22, but they
Absolutely.
are so out of date now that we left them behind.
Keep going. No, keep talking.
Okay. We just left them behind.
Back to the usual antics.
Yes.
Me
Adjusting your mic.
as we're going.
I haven't been on a podcast like this since pretty much we recorded those other episodes in
yeah.
early 2022.
Oh, yeah.
But as you'll see right above me right now, the last time that we uploaded was December 1st of 2021. And let me tell you, a lot has happened since. My goodness.
Yeah. A lot
Holy
has
shit.
That's an understatement.
That's
I would say, to say that it's been
100%. So we're reviving this. Phil has always had aspirations at Bay One, our production company, to have a podcast network.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been told recently, and also just sort of in general, that if you have a podcast you can get to 25 episodes with, that's an achievement in itself, a little bit. So we should continue it because we got to 20 and we love doing the show, and Phil and I miss doing it. So we decided it's time to revive it. It's time to bring cHaSe back from the dead and then kill him again so he's dead for the podcast.
And then like resurrect and then re-sacrifice.
Exactly right.
For the sake of our media and for the sake of our content. Right?
Exactly.
Which I think is a reasonable thing, to be quite honest with you.
Exactly. So we're going back to weekly uploads, along with 2 other podcasts that are going to be coming your way. The continuation of Phil's solo podcast,
which will have dropped before this.
Yes, exactly. And then there's also going to be a new podcast with the 2 of us, as well as our third business partner and our third co-host now, Kevin Mora, called The Bowcast, which is all about our production antics. Just because here we're keeping the usual cHaSe dEaD formula. We're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about world happenings and that kind of thing. And Phil and I are just going to go off and do our usual thing because we miss doing it. So tune in for those things, but we're really trying to commit ourselves to dedicating a day to get those shows shot and really getting at least 1 upload a week out to you guys, because if you've stuck around to this point, if you're still one of the like 14 or so subscribers that will see this and click on it and watch it, we love you to death. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for supporting it. Thank you for giving us another chance to entertain you and tickle your eardrums with what we're doing.
I mean, we had some people who were like avid fans.
We
of the
did.
Podcast.
That's the thing, and that's why
every
I'm
episode
sad.
they were there. We were in their ears. We were on their mind. We were on top of them physically,
and
sweaty,
we let them down.
And we let them down.
We let them down. So we're trying to recommit to this, and I really hope that we don't let you down again.
Because now we've got this whole setup.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have a new office. The last time that we recorded, we didn't even have an office at all. We had a first one before this. It was even smaller. But this is a nice size office. At some point, we'll give you guys a nice little tour, but we have enough space to actually set up. But yeah, a lot has happened since the last episode.
Like I said, that's a bit of an understatement, as a lot has happened.
100%. I mean, we've definitely built up the business a little bit. We've gotten some other projects, and I mean, personally, a lot as well. I mean, for sure. I got engaged, and my dad died. So those are the 2 major ones on my end.
What a combo
sure.
to hit them.
Yeah,
with,
yeah, definitely a combo. My girlfriend of 5 years, now my fiance Leah, love you to death, and we got engaged last summer in 2023. And then like a month later, my dad passed away after some traumatic brain injury kind of stuff. He'd been sick for a long time and a little disabled for about 18 months prior to that. So that was really hard. But working through it and going to therapy and doing the things you're supposed to do.
Yeah, it would be a big shout out there to therapy.
Yeah,
everyone should be going to therapy. I
definitely
have my first therapy appointment Friday the 22nd.
There you go. 100%.
I'm getting back into it. I haven't done therapy.
Mental health, it's important.
I did I think 1 session with a random guy like a few years ago. I think it was like 2019, to be honest with you.
I think a lot of people.
And he was like,
that.
I want you to journal stuff. And I like explicitly told him, I was like, I just do not have the mental capacity to journal, to be quite honest with you.
I understand that.
I have like insane ADD and I will just not get to it at all.
I understand that. Look, I like to write, and I don't even journal. Like, it's just something
I'm
that I
also like,
don't
what
I
if
don't
something
enjoy doing
happens? You
it.
want me to get myself out of the moment and then write something down?
Yeah, yeah. I think that if you reflect on it later, like I've heard therapists talk about maybe doing a once a week
Yeah,
recap journal.
yeah,
That makes more sense to me. I still don't do it, but that is sort of like okay, like you take stock of what happened to you in the last 7 days, and you
yeah,
sort of talk about it on like a physical, emotional, spiritual, if you have that level. But yeah, day to day, I see what you're talking about, where it's like I'm in the middle of feeling this and experiencing this, so why am I gonna stop
yeah.
that just to actually like artificially document it? Like
Yeah.
I want to feel it. I don't
Well,
want to
yeah,
just have it down
and
there.
like I always try to like be in the moment because I like with like anxiety, like depression and shit, like which at this point I think everyone has some
Yeah,
modicum
it's
of it with
common
everything
cold
that's going
of
on.
mental health
Exactly.
for
So,
sure. Yes.
but with that, I find that like it's better for me to try to be in the moment
Yeah.
than like because if I think about the future or think about the past like and I just sit on it, I won't get anything done. And
Right.
two, like I'll just be anxious the whole
The
time and be
whole
like,
day. Yeah.
did I mess that up or am I going to mess that up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough. No, being present is a big one
And
for
also
sure.
having goldfish brain, it's a little difficult to remember what I did earlier in the day.
Right. No, I get
Like
that.
specifics about it. Now
I
if it was
understand that.
something that was like traumatic or like you know, like specific, not specific, but like if it was like prevalent enough that
Right.
like I'll remember it, then maybe I could do that.
Sure.
But at that point, like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna remember it for like a week later when I have the therapy session. I don't know,
Yeah.
and I
It's
understand
imprinted
it's like a
enough that
documenting thing of like oh you can go back in time and see what you were dealing with and how you dealt with it kind of thing.
right.
But
It's
also I'm
different
gonna
for
say
everybody.
fuck you.
Yeah. No, it's different. It's different for everybody. Sometimes you just got to hit them with the fuck you,
How about actually fuck you?
Phil, what's been going on for you on the personal end?
Um, I'm dating someone now, which is cool.
Phil's got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
been very nice. She's a lovely lady. Her name is yeah, you thought. You fucking thought I was gonna say that. No, 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 I'm not doing that.
She is great though.
I do want to
She's awesome.
say your fiance
Yes.
is the shadowy
Yeah,
entity.
yeah, 100%. I can bleep that out.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, did you say?
Yeah, I said her name.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
Yeah.
I just like I was sorry. I was in the middle of looking up like the album.
No,
in
yeah,
your head.
100%. No, I'll
That's so funny. No,
yeah.
I think it's funny though to like if anyone who watched the podcast previously knows that we had a producer who would sit on the side
Yes.
because often
Take
we were
all the
doing
notes
it.
and everything.
We were often recording episodes at Nick's apartment.
Yes.
Where they live.
100%. Yep.
Both him and his fiance
Yep.
and girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
But so now it's cool to think that like that shadowy entity is now going to be Mrs.
Shadowy entity.
entity.
And Phil's going to marry us actually. He's
I am. I'm
he's
going to
our
officiate.
officiant. Yep.
If anyone needs to be married in the state of New York,
Phil
let
can
me
do
know.
it.
I can do it for
Phil
you.
can do it. You
And
can
it
come on the
will be-
podcast.
I will embarrass you,
Dude, that
just
would,
like I'm going to embarrass him.
honestly, to any of our viewers who would want Phil to
I
anoint
will
their
do
marriage,
that in a heartbeat.
we will do a cHaSe's Dead podcast live streamed of your wedding ceremony.
And we'll stream it and record it for you.
Yeah, we'll do the whole thing.
I have
We'll
no
shoot your
problem
wedding
doing that.
for free because you're letting us do it.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
why not?
Yeah.
Just get us there.
So
I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
that's it.
I'm not
If it is a destination, yeah, we're not gonna pay for the tickets.
I'm not kidding.
But
If you're taking us out to Fiji, you are paying for
You're
my
paying for
place
that.
there. Pay for my room
But-
and pay for that, but there's no profit on top of it. We're just straight content entertainment.
we're just making it. That's it.
Really, I think
So-
the payment is the friends that we made along the way.
I wouldn't agree. I
Oh.
want the money. I want the money.
Oh,
I don't care about your
so
happiness.
you're a sellout.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
dude.
100%.
Nice, man. We're back to it. Antics,
100%.
antics.
Oh my goodness. Well, this is going to be a shorter episode than usual, just because we both have to run off to do other things, which is not, unfortunately, the best look for the first episode. However, we're getting back into our usual
We're busy,
formula.
dude. I don't know what to tell you. We're busy guys.
We're doing
We do a lot of things.
We're doing the first, we're going back to the albums, 2 albums a week, as I said, kind of thing. So we're gonna do new music and old music as we did before, but gonna try to focus on some new music just to try to get you guys some new opinions. And then of course, politics. There's a lot to talk about.
There was
I
a
mean,
lot to talk about. There's 2 main things that I wanted to get on, and I know one of
100%.
them was one of them that you already had in
Yeah.
mind?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so like I'm ready to jump in, brother.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it 100%. I mean, he's gonna win again, right? Like, I
Dude,
mean,
he
we're
is.
probably like, I mean, look, again, I'm not endorsing him. I don't want him to win. I hate the guy, but I mean,
It's
what
gonna
are we
happen.
talking about here? Like,
Especially
he's gonna win
once the
again.
Supreme Court basically said like, no,
He's
like
valid.
well, not only that, but like you can't have those court cases before the election
No,
happens. Like they forced it.
that was the nail in the
That was
coffin.
basically it because
Pretty
like
much, yeah.
they needed that. The DNC or anyone opposing him needed that desperately to be able to basically like show voters in real time like he's a piece of shit, or to at least indict him before the election happens so that he's
Make him
disqualified
disqualify,
basically.
yeah. Dude,
But then
are they
Nikki Haley dropped out
I know.
and she did not endorse him.
I know. That was huge. I mean,
She basically was like, "I'm out. Fuck that guy. Nah, 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 nah. Fuck that guy. He's not my colleague."
Mitch McConnell endorsed him, right? Right after
I think no. As
'cause he
far as I understood, it was that he
apologized.
was basically apologizing for putting them in charge.
But then I thought he just endorsed him like the other day.
I mean,
Maybe that was
probably
Lindsey
Mitch
Graham. I
McConnell
don't
is
know.
such a decrepit piece of shit, dude. We said that on the last session, like the last season when we did it previously, and I'll stand 10 toes on it
And
now,
that was
dude.
almost 3 years
He
ago.
sucks, dude. I wish people continued to harass him like they did during COVID.
It's true.
Do you remember when he would
Yes.
go out with his wife and
Yep.
people would just scream at him at a restaurant and like
Yep.
throw shit at him? Continue to do that.
Yeah, to all politicians.
I don't think politicians should get any
not
kind
just
of
to him.
rest, to be quite honest with you.
No, you gotta make them scared.
Like
You gotta make them
it
scared.
doesn't have to be scared, but remind them that they can be touched.
No, that's what I mean though.
Yeah.
It's like they gotta be a little frightened. A little guillotine outside the White House. Just a little
Give him
like
the Phil Twitter.
gallows outside of Congress.
Give him the Phil Twitter treatment.
Yeah.
What I used to
Yeah,
do when I would
Phil
I got
used to-
suspended on Twitter like 3 or 4 times for I would quote tweet.
quote tweet.
Now it's called Xing.
I fucking hate that.
Yeah, or whatever. I don't actually remember what it's called, but
Yeah.
quote tweeting
Okay.
different politicians on both sides. I'm an equal opportunist hater,
All
right?
right. Of course.
And I would just whatever they would say, it really didn't have to be anything necessarily bad or controversial that they said in the tweet. It would be
Right.
like, "Oh, I'm visiting Idaho today," and I would just quote it and then just post a picture underneath with a picture of a guillotine. And I would just spam those comments, spam those quotes constantly until eventually I got suspended for that twice. I got suspended once for commenting KMS under, I think it was a Mitch McConnell post, to be quite honest with you. I told some politician to kill themselves, and then I also, back when Texas was having like the grid freeze and like
Okay,
the
right.
gridlock, whatever.
Yep.
Ted Cruz was going on vacation to like the fucking Bahamas or some
Oh
shit.
yeah, I remember
And
that.
I
It's one
quoted
away
and I
from
said,
it.
"I hope you choke to death on a pineapple." What's funny is
Oh,
that
that's
like
so good. I
what's
love
funny
that.
is that like with old Twitter, when Jack still had it, or when it was not Elon's shit, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
The Jack
it would
Dorsey
take a
era.
few days or at least a few hours for me to get suspended because I think someone had to report it.
Yeah.
But now
You
they
need a
have
live
like
person.
keyword banning. So the KMS was like, I literally pressed send tweet and it instantly was like, "You've been suspended for a week." And I was like, yo, like no one got to see it.
No, come on.
No one even got to see it. What
See,
the fuck was the point?
I
And
think
Elon
there's-
can tweet actual hateful shit all the time and
know.
not get any. I mean,
it's
come on.
his company.
I
though.
understand that,
There
but
you
if
go,
it's
he can do whatever he
algorithmic,
wants.
if it's based on so they just turned it off for his
For
account.
him, yeah. I think specifically
So
for him. They're like,
stupid. Fuck
yeah,
that
no,
guy,
you can
man.
you can just say whatever you want.
Fuck
That's
that
it.
guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things that like boomers and like Gen Xers talk about, where it's like, oh, we used to get away with a lot in my day. I could go murder and rape a hooker back in my day, and no one said anything about it. It's like, I don't know if that was such a
Well,
good
first
thing.
off, you probably shouldn't have
And-
been murdering and raping
And
hookers.
it's like the same thing of like, oh yeah, back on Facebook, back in the day, I could tag somebody in a picture of just like a just naked dick, and it would be up for like 5 hours before somebody finally reported it and got it banned. But now it won't even let you upload anything.
No.
Like, I mean, and it's the same for Twitter, it's the same with YouTube. Like, when we were in middle school, dude, there was porn on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
You cannot find
Yeah.
shit now. I mean, not that you
Can I
should be
tell you something
looking,
crazy?
but like I remember that.
Yeah.
Like I remember that age when I was like 11 being like, well, I can't go on Pornhub. I'll just go on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, dude. And
You weren't wrong.
that does not happen
Well,
anymore.
do you know what's funny is that
It
I
was a
used
wild
to
west
I
of the internet.
when I was in middle school, I used to when I would want to see breasts on YouTube. Because sometimes that was the only thing you could get on like a
Right, yeah,
a
of
school
course.
server.
Yeah,
I would
sure.
look up like breastfeeding,
And then the other videos,
and it's
right?
just straight tits. And then like all the suggested videos are bare tits. You know what I mean? Or like,
all right.
or you look up like I think it was like ballerina stretching and shit like, and they'd be wearing like just see through like pants basically,
Right.
and
yeah,
you just see like straight hoo ha type shit like.
Stare into the void long enough.
Truly,
the void
like,
stares
yeah,
back. You know what I
truly.
mean? Yep.
I was seeing the whispering eye of God.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Dude, I think I was talking to an Uber driver about this recently. Like the fact that Live Leak was a thing for us, like, yeah, you
I
could
was
just,
watching Live Leak up until the week it
like,
shut
it's
down.
like you can, yeah, you want to see somebody get cut in half?
Yeah.
You want to see a cartel murder? What type?
Yeah.
Which type of cartel murder?
Oh,
would you
dude,
like
the
to see?
sections and then the subgenres
Insanity.
within those genres was crazy, and also the community was wild.
Yeah, everyone
Because
just
you'd have some people who were
commenting and-
like your iFunny crowd.
Yeah.
By the way, Nick is still on iFunny.
dude.
Religion. It's the only thing that you
as
look
as
at.
I've said, it's where I get memes from. I've been on it since I was a teenager in high school when it was not like a fucking conservative like Nazi playground.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that
And
like it's
now, and I've said this to Phil, I've said this to Kevin, and to my fiance, everyone else. I don't agree with the shit that is on there. It's like having a sewer pipe that has like mythical creatures and like other like Lovecraftian beings that live in it, that there's like a hole in, and every now and then I can just dunk my head down there and see what kind of like sick fucking shit people are actually saying. And it just gives me a perspective on what these people actually think. Because like I think it goes without saying from all of my behavior online and publicly and everything like that. I'm not racist. I don't have a problem with anybody or anything like that. And that's most of what people comment on iFunny.
sounds like what a racist would
Every
say.
every person who works in the actual like efforts to flip members of the Klan and do work like outreach work like that is said, you got to understand where they're coming from so you can break it down with how stupid and how ridiculous all of it is. So it's sort of that same thing of like, I want to understand where they're coming from. So if I ever am met with that, I can be like, no, dude, like I get what you're saying. But this is why you're just wrong. And like you should see it in this different way. So like you can't really get that on a lot of other social media platforms because the anonymity is not actual anonymity. And with iFunny, you have a username, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
And it's been that way for a long time. So I see it as the only way that somebody like me who doesn't want to be on a fucking watch list from being on like 8chan to see this shit and understand it. This is a more tame way because there are just normal memes on there. There's just normal people. But you go into the comments section for anything, especially if it's like a political thing, and you can see what these people really think and how they feel and what they will say, uncensored, unfiltered.
And some of
and that's fascinating.
yeah, and some of like the
That is
lingo
really
and like
fascinating to
jargon
me.
and like
Oh, dude,
slang from there has
crazy,
started that you've told me
crazy.
about is crazy. First off, so some of the shit
No,
that they
it's
say.
racist as shit. It
But
is hateful, disgusting language.
But I will say there is
Like,
some
they-
things
yeah,
that have
no.
started to invade into the TikTok comment section because I'm big on
Dude,
TikTok. I watch
I
like
know.
insane shit. I find what I call my freaks.
Stuff that people in like 2020
But I've been seeing the
and
well
2021,
all over the comment
Yeah,
section.
yep,
But
yep,
in
yep.
sections that it doesn't make sense.
Also,
So that's how
like,
you know it's someone who went
the-
and was like told that this is a thing and is trying to use that out of
the
context.
them thing, they thing for Jewish
Yeah,
people.
that's crazy.
That's starting to invade as well. Like that's been a long thing on iFunny, dude. Races like anti-Semites go on to iFunny,
incredibly so.
and they well, I mean, there's a ton of them in there. There are just straight up neo-Nazi sects.
Also like
in there.
pedophiles.
A
Like
lot of
there's like group
pedophiles,
chats
too.
where they like send CP.
That's why I've never messaged anybody on iFunny. I've been on that app for over 10 years. I have never messaged a person on there because I was like, I don't want to have interactions with any of you motherfuckers. Like, even if you're normal, I don't want to have
I was
that.
I was the same way about Tumblr back in the day.
Yep, I never
Because I was on
messaged a
Tumblr back in like
single
2011 till like 2018, to be honest with you. Because I was gonna get get off of it for college, and then I started dating an alternative girl,
Yeah,
and so
okay,
I
there
was
you go.
still
Right,
fucking
right,
on it
right.
because I was like, well, she likes some of this shit, so whatever.
I gotta go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. It's an interesting world out there. But I was saying that fuck, what was I saying about? It doesn't matter, whatever. But
We've also got to wrap up in a few, unfortunately.
I know it's unfortunate,
which is ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, look, we're getting back into regular shows. You can expect that the normal episodes coming out in the next few weeks and just from here on out will be the usual like 40 to 50 minutes. I think that was kind of like our prime for that because we did some hour and a half episodes in the
it
first
was long
season,
even for us.
which was long even for us. So I think that the sweet spot is about 40 to 45-ish minutes. So you can expect that for this one. It's a little bit shorter just to get back into it. But dude, I'm excited to be back into this, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy to be back after this much time.
Yeah, it is
I
pretty
can't
crazy.
believe it.
I'm excited though. We got a lot of. I mean, considering that we were gone for 2.5 years, now we can come back and there's a bunch of albums that came out that are very good
Oh,
and
yeah.
very bad.
Yep.
So, and there's a lot of music drama. We still got. You remember the Kanye drama that we talked about before? It got
Mhm.
worse.
It got even worse.
It got worse
It
than the
got
last time we talked
crazier.
about
Yeah, we got to
it.
do a whole episode about Kanye. I think
Yeah.
that might be worth it. Well, I think that next
see.
week I'm aiming to do "Scaring the Hose," the collaboration album
JPEG Danny.
between JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown.
What a great album.
It's a fantastic album. I really enjoyed it when I listened to it, so I think I want to review that. I don't know if you have thoughts for yours for next week.
Oh yeah,
but
I'm doing a Japanese House. In the End, It Always Does.
very nice. What a class! I mean,
one of my
well,
favorite
yeah.
albums to drop in the last 5 years.
That's a great choice.
Yeah, it was very, very nice.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with another upload. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all those who are coming back and to all of our new watchers. You haven't even seen the cHaSe lore or anything just yet, but it wouldn't be an episode of cHaSe is Dead without one final thing, which is, of course,
Big Shaq, come on our fucking show.
Come on our fucking show.
Big Shaq,
dude.
come on our show.
Dude, it has been years. We're coming back.
Big
after
Shaq,
a
by the way,
hiatus.
is this guy right here.
Yeah, so Big Shaq is this. He's a comedy rapper. He was on Fire in the Booth with Charlie on Beats One from BBC. Dude, we need to see you. We need to have you right here, right in the middle.
I feel like you could use something like our platform to be able to come back with virality.
We will give you an entire like freestyle session. We'll do like a 10 toes type of thing.
I will show
like,
you
we'll
my butt.
really do it.
I'll
He'll
show you my
his
butt,
dude.
And maybe the starfish in between.
Maybe.
All
right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. And as always, thank you for watching.
Shut up. Oh, I'm also realizing that we're shooting on a much better camera.
Yeah, much better
It's
camera.
gonna sound much better.